going, my fellow Homo sapiens? It's your boy, the legendary Hadou, and I'm coming at you with that Gantz E manga review, Chapter 3, The Time Draws Near as the Ball Sings. This and more coming at you next. Alright. So I've been waiting on this chapter. I was looking at the raw, I was like, man, I can't wait for this chapter to hurry up and pop up. Chapter 3 is another setup chapter. Now, I'm not really actually upset at it being a setup chapter, and the main reason is we have the original creator of Gantz working on this manga. So I'm okay with that, as long as they setting everything up and get ready for the really good stuff, the battling the aliens, the missions. I can't wait for that to happen, and I was hoping Chapter 3 was going to be like that. But unfortunately, Chapter 3 was just kind of more of a setup. It was the explaining chapter. So we open up with the young man letting everyone know, listen up, listen well, listen good. If y'all want to go home, if y'all want to survive, do as I tell you. Now, a lot of people in the room, they're like, who is this kid? Why do we need to listen to you? Explain yourself, explain who you are, what's going on. It's like, we have no time. Just do as I tell you, and you may be able to go home. You're not dead yet. And I thought that was actually interesting. He's letting them know that, hey, we're running out of time. Please listen to what I got to say. And at this point, the young man tells them that what's going to happen, the sequence that's going to happen next. The ball's going to open up. There's going to have swords and guns. And then we're going to get a mission, and we're going to have to go out, we're going to have to complete this mission. And if we all work together, if we all cooperate, we may just survive and go home. Now, what's interesting about this is they said swords and guns. So if you notice, when you look at the original Gantz, I believe the original Gantz manga, they first open up with just guns. And if you go look at Gantz G, when they first open up, it was also guns. And this one is swords and guns. I really like that because when you look at the original Gantz, the sword was something that you had to buy with the points as you played the game. So this was actually interesting. So I like that concept that the swords are infinitely already unlocked. I'm always like the swords the most. The swords was one of my favorite weapons. So I'm really looking forward to seeing who's going to be using the swords and who's going to be using the guns. So at this point, Hanby walks up to the guy and he's like, do you have any proof? Because most people, they're just not believing him. It's like, okay, you come in, you teleport in this room, and you're telling us that we gotta fight some monsters and this ball's gonna open up and give us guns and swords and we gotta go do these missions. No one's believing it. That's a lot of information in a very small period of time. So Hanby walks over and he's like, do you have any proof? So this little guy, he grabs Hanby with one hand, and he just tossed this dude across the room. I mean, Hanby goes flying across the room, and at this moment, everyone in the room is shocked. They're like, whoa, what's going on? Like, wow. So the guy explains, if you wear the same clothes that I wear, you're going to be strong. You're going to have a lot higher chance of survival. Matter of fact, even a basic sword cut will do nothing to you as long as you wear these clothes. He's letting them know everything they need to do to survive. And most people are kind of on board at this point. At this point, a lot of people in the room, they're kind of like, okay, wow, that's really impressive. Maybe this guy is telling the truth. Now, there are still some skeptics in the room. One guy, he's like, maybe that's a technique he was using. The other guy's like, nah, this has got to be a trick. Now, Hanby, he instantly gets up, and if you look at his face, he's looked like he's super excited. He's running over, and he's like, would I get that strong too if I wear this suit? And he's like, yeah, if you wear this clothes, you're going to be just as strong as I am. So, roughly around this area, all of a sudden, there's music starting to come from the ball. Inside the ball, it sounds like someone's singing, and the room gets quiet. They start to get close to the ball, and they're like, there's someone singing inside of it. And at this point, moment, I'm gonna be honest with you, I start to get excited because I'm like, finally, something's getting ready to happen. And all of a sudden, some text start to write on the ball. And we all know that text is going to be. So they're trying to scramble around, they're trying to figure out what's going on, they're trying to figure out, is there anyone in the room that can read? Guy comes over, he says, the text says, your life has ended. And then it gives them their mission. Their mission is to slay Musashi Miyamoto. And I'm like, oh my goodness. He looks like the samurai character. So the guy looks at the young man. He's like, is this the monster, the demon, the alien that we have to slay? This the one you was telling us about? He's like, yes, we have to kill this guy. We have to slay this person for us all to go home. Now, Musashi Miyamoto was, I believe, he was a swordsman in the late 1500s of Japan. He's very popular in anime. You've seen many different concepts of him in anime. He's always like a samurai. He has long hair. He has 2 swords. He's really skilled. So one of the guys, like, he's dead. He's the young man who's explaining everything is like, no, we have to slay this guy. So perhaps he's an alien. Perhaps he's one of the aliens that's been just kind of walking around the world. So I'm super excited to see this battle here. And at this point, we reach the end of the manga where we see everybody's faces, and at this point, the ball opens up. It just spreads out, just shoots out on 3 ends. You got one on the left, one on the right, one in the back, and everyone at this point is shocked, and they're like, everything this guy said had just came true. Perhaps we should listen to this dude. They all got this shock on their face, like, wow, everything just came true. And that was the end of the manga. So what did I think overall? I think it's interesting. I really think it's interesting. I think that there's going to be a lot of people that listens to this guy. I'm quite sure, like, I feel like right now, I feel like a lot of people is going to kind of get on board, listen to this dude, and attempt to kind of follow his directions. I do feel like there's going to be people that goes into different directions, but I feel like a lot of people may just listen to this guy at first. They may actually get dressed. Because if you look at the previous mangas, when you look at the original Gantz and you look at, Gantz G, you had those that was like laughing at the dudes who had the suits. They're like, ah, ha, 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 that looks gay, you know? Is he in cosplay? You know, like, they look weird. I'm not wearing that. And then they get into the world and they get killed. In this case, I feel like they might actually put the clothes on. But overall, it was just an okay chapter. The information they gave us was information. If you've been watching Gantz, or you've been reading Gantz since the beginning, and you read the original Gantz manga and Gantz G, this information you already know, but if you're new to it, this probably be some new information for you. Overall, it was a decent manga. I felt like the quality here was incredible. I mean, it was really good. I'm hoping chapter 4, we can actually get out into the world, actually adventure and start doing some of the missions. I just can't wait to see who's going to die. To be honest, I can't wait to see what the aliens is going to look like. I really hope they got this really nice Japanese theme to them, instead of them just kind of been like in Gantz G, where the aliens or monsters just seem kind of like this weird. I hope they really have like this like yokai or Japanese theme to these aliens. But overall, it was a great chapter. I can't wait to see who's going to get killed, who's going to get brutally ripped to shreds, who's going to come up and survive. This is going to be so awesome. But that's all I have for you today. Please rate, subscribe, comment, and share. It really helps the channel. Thanks for watching. Matane.